Big Booty Latinas, welcome to episode 26, Big Sleep Podcast.
In other words, the supply sergeants of the world. That's like an ongoing joke of like E7s losing their whole career to the E3 supply sergeant or the E3 supply. Yeah.
I've not heard that,
Yeah.
but I understand it.
Uh,
Yeah, they got to have a Spanish speaker, you know.
for logistics.
Yeah, and
Dude,
not
let's just like
because.
jump.
Go ahead.
Let's just jump right into it and talk about the video that we kicked out 3 days ago.
Okay,
Video/short.
I'm down.
It was trash.
Man, fuck that
Dude,
video.
I'm never gonna do that again. No, we finally did improv. We did it on the YouTube channel. We could probably port it over to Twitch, right? Or no, we're not doing anything on Twitch right now. But we could probably port it over to other things.
Yeah,
Um,
there's shorts of it on our
yeah.
IG, and TikTok.
TikTok. That's what I was thinking of. But like supposedly it's not doing as well on TikTok.
Yeah, it was just the algorithm, man. Like, it didn't push
Yeah.
it for some reason. And that's how it is with some of our shorts. Like, I'll post one and it'll get like 2,000-3,000 views in the first like 10 minutes and then die.
Oh yeah.
Or it gets pushed to nobody and die.
Yeah. I think this week I'm gonna sit down. And the problem is I can't like bulk upload shorts because it like nerfs you. But like this weekend I need to sit down and be like, all right, 3 shorts from this episode, 3 from this episode, and actually like grind through podcast shorts.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm gonna do that, but I haven't. I did it for a little bit. I did one episode, but
Yeah, you did a couple.
by the time I catch up, we already got a new episode out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so we dropped an improv video and a short regarding microtransactions because it's something that like we've joked around about before about how we both don't like. I know I despise them. And I know you just don't like them.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe
I
I think
despise them.
maybe
I just give in. It's like being a drug addict. So
it's what you got there? You gonna wrap it up?
I got this
Soft shell.
oversized tortilla blanket, like circular tortilla
Uh-huh.
blanket. I gave it to my daughter for Christmas, and now I just carry it around the house.
Yeah, that's usually what I usually gift people things that I want.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, we dropped the video, and yeah, it's being received better than our typical content, which we anticipated. And then yeah, I think it was funny. Like it made me laugh. And usually, like watching our own podcast stuff, it's kind of a grind sometimes, but like it made me excited to do more of them. What do you think?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I actually had like a thought keyed up, ready for. Oh, um, I just lost it again. Oh, I was gonna say for our first one, I
Yeah,
think it was like above average for like putting out a first video and not ever having to edit something like that
yeah,
and whatever. So yeah, as far as like viewing it from a third party, it's a little tough for me after editing it because I like saw the same footage
yeah.
like 90
On
times.
repeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so some of that obviously like the humor died out for me, but that's just because I was staring at it. But like
Yeah.
people that have seen it that I see daily were like, yeah, it was pretty good. That was funny. The like, yeah. Even if they didn't understand like what we were talking about, we put threw in some funny elements in there that like anybody would, I think,
True.
Yeah. So
It wasn't just niche.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone coming across it that doesn't understand microtransactions
Yeah.
would also find it funny.
Yeah. And we're doing it on our Big Sleep podcast channel, but I think we discussed changing the name to just the Big Sleep potentially,
Yeah.
and then shoveling like that into a playlist or something.
Yeah. Yep. Our podcast would be in a playlist and then everything else
Yeah.
would be by itself.
Which I think it's good. Don't force people to like look for different channels for different things. Like if it's our content they would want to see. But
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong because I know that YouTube's like algorithm, like and the way that they direct things is weird. So maybe that's why I didn't get as much exposure as what it should have. But I mean, still got quite a bit for initial viewings, like you said. But
Yeah. Yeah. It's not doing bad
uh,
at all. Yeah. I don't know.
well,
I enjoy doing it. I think uh more will be fun.
we definitely have some more in the pipeline, and I don't know if like one a week is sustainable for us right now, but like
I
I
think we
have
could
like
ramp up to
assets.
that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I have assets that I need to buy. Um like a green screen, stuff like that. But I'm gonna reorient my office so that way the green screen doesn't like block the door. But
Oh
I have
yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
small office. Like I made it a small office for a reason.
Yeah. Not me. I took a whole bedroom.
Yeah.
The master bedroom, as a matter of fact.
The basement was unfinished as you remember. And I built it into this. Like I ported, I ran PVC from that wall like all the way up and over the ceiling down to that room. So if I ever drop like any server stuff or anything local, like I could just put it over there.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh
awesome.
I've got I've got PVC through the wall, like right behind the computer here. So that way like I could if I'm PC gaming, like a PC game, and then I could like literally like do this and then like hopefully one day do some like couch gaming
Yeah.
because I'm old, man. Sitting in computer chairs hurts now.
Oh, I'm thinking about getting one that has like the leg rest
Yeah,
so I can recline.
that's it. We'll never be able to record our own content because eventually we'll just be like laying down.
Yeah.
Like
We'll just Stephen
I'm
Hawking's the entire. I won't even
sorry.
talk anymore. I'll just use my
Yeah,
Neuralink.
that's it.
Won't even hold a controller. My tits will be huge though.
Just like time to change him. God,
Yeah, that's
I can't. I can't
part
wait
of
for
the
that.
reason why I want to freaking move so bad is if I could find some land, I'd like to build out my own place and I already have like plans on how I want things laid out. So
Yeah,
if we ever get to that point, doesn't look
it
like
is
the
weird that.
feds are gonna let that happen.
Yeah, like the way technology is changing though. Like I bought an 80. I was talking to Nolan about this. I bought a 83-inch LG OLED TV, right? The C2, like the creme de la creme at the time of
Hmm.
TVs. Like other than like I think maybe like the G2 or whatever, but like the difference was not there. So like the C2 was still like for gaming, it was it, right? And for OLED. Um, and then like C3 comes out, and I think like I mean I bought it almost 2 years ago now, but like they're on like the C5 now,
Yeah.
and it's like iPhones, man. What I'm getting at is technology's taken off. Like we have OLED monitors of upwards like 45 inches now.
Yeah. I mean, the monitor that I use is now. I spent $1,800 on it, and now it's $699.
Yeah,
And then I just saw a couple days ago. I think I sent it to you. They're coming out with a second version of it for like
yeah,
$799, like brand
Yeah,
new.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Quantum
cool.
dot, not quantum dot, etc.
Yeah. Which is nice. I mean, like as far as my hobbies go, I get the brunt end and the decent end of that deal. Like when new stuff comes out, I obviously
Yeah,
am a consumer first and I end up buying a lot of it, but then I also get to buy the eBay marketplace stuff that gets like passed, especially for like server components.
yeah.
Like when businesses switch out their stuff, that's the
Hmm.
that's the time because that's when I get all my stuff.
I will. I mean, and you know well enough. I was an early adopter of OLED, like TVs, like like Sony. I want to say I had the A1E, and that was
Yeah,
like 2018.
yeah, the
Like
A1E. Yeah,
like no one had.
2017, 2018.
Yeah, no one had OLED TVs at that time, man. Like at least no one was talking about it. Everything was about QLED.
Dude, I was trying to sell OLED TVs during that time. And
Yeah,
imagine that like hill to climb to try to get people to buy it. And it's like, how do you get someone to understand that picture quality? You know, you have a
yeah,
QLED and you have an OLED side by side in
yeah.
a freaking bright light
That's it. Yeah, I was about to
room.
say
And it's like, I wish I could explain to you
totally.
how, yeah, like it's the same picture. I'm like, yeah, they don't even have like OLED videos to show you,
Yeah,
you know, Samsung's slapping you in the face with the synthetic blues and greens and reds,
in their
and it's
normal
the whole
demo.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember whenever I first bought that A1E, like, me and you watched, like, demos for, like, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. And even after that, I got my own OLED, like a smaller 55-inch one, um, for our bedroom. And like that was a whole other experience for me again. And then when I got
Mhm.
this monitor, I watched just
Yeah.
demos for like an hour. Like it was like a brand new experience every time. And I'm sure that
Yeah.
when I get my main living room TV replaced, we bought like a 75-inch cheaper one. I mean, a good TV for being like LCD or LED or whatever. But if I switch that to an OLED, it's gonna be the same thing again. I'm just gonna sit on that couch in the middle of the night, just staring
Yeah.
at it.
Yep. I like how far OLED's come too since, like since I bought that TV. Because I mean, even though it was the most impressive, like, the blackest black, like, it had depth, which I'm excited for, like, the next version of that where, like, there is actual, like, kinda like the 3DS where there's, oh god, what's it called?
Like stereoscopic.
It's that's it, yeah, the like, that 3D depth over the TV,
Yeah,
um, which I think that I mean, that has to be coming soon, at least for monitors. Like, I know that there's, like, a couple monitors like that. But the brightness of OLED has come, like, a long way in the last couple years.
yeah. And I mean, you don't have to be on board with OLED, but like that technology has allowed so many more things to
Yeah.
be invented. I mean, like clear panels, foldable
Mm.
panels,
Foldable, yeah.
like all of these things that are required to not have all those layers of light filters and
Yeah,
all that other stuff. It's like, yeah, OLED doesn't need it, so we can
yeah.
make a more pliable product or whatever.
But what I can't get over, like, whenever I watch a LED TV at someone's house now is, like and I get that there's LED TVs or LCD, LED that have, like, really good lighting, right? And you can't tell, like, auto dimming and all that stuff, but, they're not all of them have that, and what you see is, like, the quadrants of like
Yeah.
this area is lit, and then suddenly it's like this area is lit, and like the
Yeah.
edge lighting.
It's better now because like I mean, you can probably still get TVs that are edge lit only, but it's
Yeah,
bad. But like even the zones, I mean, cheap TVs will have like 4 zones, or even if they have like 500 dimming zones, that's still not a lot when you're talking 65, 75 inch TV. You know,
yeah,
500 zones equally spaced apart, you're still going to get a lot of bloom. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, that ghosting and that text bloom that blows out
yeah.
your eyes when it's like entrance of a
That,
movie and it's a black screen,
yeah.
and then it's like this date and it's just like wow.
Well, I think it's more than just blows out your eyes during that scene. Like, I don't get eye fatigue from watching OLED, even with like brighter OLEDs now. Like I can watch it and I'm not just sitting there like I've been staring at a fluorescent light for the last like or an LED for the last like 2 hours. Like that old Samsung that I plugged it back in maybe a year ago and like tried watching some stuff on it, and I was like, I mean, even this like monitors and stuff at work. Like towards the end of the day, I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, your eyes definitely don't have to adjust as much, especially if you're already watching OLED with your brightness just
mm,
cranked down as far as you can. Like
yeah,
all of my OLED stuff I run, if it has an option for a lower nit, like my
yeah.
monitor will do 1,000 nit peak brightness. Um, I'll I switch it over to HDR 400 nit just because I'm used to having that, you know, lower brightness, and I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
TVs, man. I bought that C2 because I was gonna run a HDMI from my PC in my office up and then over like the basement living room to that TV, and then like console game from my PC
Yeah.
or like from the couch. But I never got around to it. And the contractor, I told him like 3 times to set the like run the PVC, but he didn't. So I was like, you know what, like I'm just not gonna bother with it. And like we talked about before, like HDMI has a certain amount of loss, and I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, you'd have to run a like optical HDMI.
Yeah, I'd be better off just moving my PC if I want to go over there.
Yeah, or just having a entertainment station PC for your TV
Yeah,
out there, which also works. Um, yeah, I would like to, like, I have a mini PC in our living room, but I only use it for like Plex and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it would be nice to have like a dedicated PC out there.
yeah.
Just can't buy a graphics card right now.
Or like for the last 5 6 years.
Yeah. Well, like I bought that. That's the funny thing is when the 4060 Ti 16 gig one came out.
Yeah.
I just like went on Amazon and bought one, and it was maybe 499,
Hmm.
and now they're going for like $700, and it's like, what
I
happened?
was and honestly I don't know, I'm sure China will create some competition with because DeepSeek is only using was it HanYi or whatever the Chinese company is,
Mm-hmm.
their graphics cards, but like they're only advancing their own stuff. um but I was excited for Intel, like the Arc, is it Intel Arc or the Nuke was the small PC. I was
Yeah.
excited for that, like the small ARM PCs. Um,
Oh,
but I
they're
was
x86.
oh, are they?
Yeah, they're full
Oh, okay.
fledged. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about them, like
Mm-hmm.
being able to play games, like some games up to 4K.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of like indie games, so I yeah, I would enjoy that.
Their Archmage like new graphics cards are really good too. Like if
Yeah.
you want mid-range GPU, that's the way to go. Even workstation. But yeah, my
Yeah.
total after tax on that 4060 Ti was $460. And it was just the Gigabyte Eagle one or whatever, just their basic graphics card.
Yeah.
And like right now, not even available, 571. That's
Hmm.
crazy. And then the 5060 Ti's, came out. Those are like
Yeah.
500 something bucks. Or you can get the
I,
8 GB card for 419, but screw the 8 GB.
yeah. I
But
was
that's
meant
all
to
I
say.
use it for. That 4060 Ti just sits in my editing PC, and that's what I run for that. And then obviously I have the 4090 in mine. These prices are crazy, and Nvidia was trying to say that they were going to release enough to where it wasn't going to be an issue, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the 5070 Ti right now, 16 gig card is 999, 899.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Like, I remember crying about my 670 whenever it first came out. Like, I mean, like, they announced it, and then a month later, it was, like, for sale, and I bought it, and I was like and I bought, like, the 8 GB card, like, the expensive one,
Mm.
and, I think I paid, like, 435 or 450, and I remember having people be like, "Dude, you're an idiot. I would never spend that much on a graphics card." And now it's like, "Dude, you're lucky you were lucky to get a 4070 for, like, 12 to $1,400, like, 2
Yeah.
years ago."
The 5080 right now, $1,900.
That's insane.
I mean that's not even a Ti. That's just a 5080.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
crazy, man.
5070 12 GB is 699.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, trust me, I bought this and then the 5090 was announced like next day, which I knew. I bought it at the end of the 4090, like,
Honestly, it was a
life.
good
Or
call
but
because it's negligible,
yeah,
the uplift.
yeah,
The last 70 series card that I bought was a 970. I bought two of them, and I think those were sub 400. They had to have been
yeah.
350
I
or
mean, it's
something.
always like the initial jump is there, but like by the end of the card's life, like they I think the gap further.
Once they do drivers.
Yeah,
I even got $50 back per
optimization.
card that I bought of the 970s
Nice.
when they had their class action lawsuit. So that was actually pretty nice because I had two of my own, and then I still had all the receipts from like the
Yeah,
ones that I built for people, and if they didn't submit it, I
yeah.
did.
I I had 970 SLIs. I don't know what I did with those.
Yeah, I
That
still
was like
have
the
them.
last year of SLI, right?
Yeah,
Because yeah, the 1070, 1080 was not SLI. It was the big. That's when the big meaty cards came about.
the best era of cards, to be fair.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I still have my original PC I built with my SLI 970s upstairs.
nice. I gave mine away to a guy that plays WoW. I think we talked about this before though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like was like, here you go, man. I need to figure out what I want to do uh with this because it makes like some wine, like some like coil wine every now and then. And so I did go into global and I adjusted my FPS down to 144. Like was like that's good enough for me for everything. And that helped a little bit, but I think I want to switch cases. Like I don't mind the MSI case, but I have a Corsair um ICU 4000D just like sitting over here in the corner
Yeah.
and like that nice like glass black and like man, I love a good Corsair case. Like it's hard to compete with.
That's pretty much what, when someone wants me to build them a PC, I have those
Yeah.
ATX black
Yeah.
cases with the what do you want to call it? Like smoked out glass on the
Oh yeah.
side. And those are easy.
Yeah.
Do it, swap it out.
Um Other topics. So I think moving forward we're gonna clip. Are we gonna put out a whole episode? Or are we just gonna put out the clips
Whole episode for sure. We'll go to podcast
in the
playlist.
podcast corner?
Yeah.
Oh, in the playlist?
In the we have a podcast playlist that just goes to podcasts,
Yeah.
and then we'll clip portions of that as regular videos.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see if they let us do that then. Like for short videos.
Yeah, they do.
Um,
That's what most channels do.
because like technically a podcast is still video, it just shoves it over there, right?
Yeah, but it's not under the video tab.
Well, either way, yeah, moving forward, we're gonna have segmented versions of our videos. So I'm sure like as we grow experience, like we will curtail our topics to be like instead of like all over the place like we normally do, like kind of a little bit of ADHD, or we talk about a little bit of something and then go to something else and then come back. I'm sure we'll get better at like talking about something for 10-15 minutes and then changing the topic entirely. So
Yeah. Yeah.
bear with us a little
A
bit.
little more digestible.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have our brains, then you're like, switch topics now. Bombard
Yeah.
me with something else.
What's next, daddy?
Yeah. Hurt me.
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to think. I got out of work early on Friday. Changing topics, by the way. Got out of work early Friday and went and picked up a giant hex dome, like the playground equipment. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
You sent me a picture of you setting it up.
Dude, yeah, in the garage. Like
Yeah.
I built it in the garage and then I like carried it. It was terrible. Anyway, it's like the playground equipment. Like it's like a giant dome, like 6 foot, and it's like made out of little hexes, and the kids could climb on it and stuff. That was one of the worst things I've ever assembled in my life. Like it goes exactly how you think it would, where like you need 4 arms to assemble a hex.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And it didn't look like it had like joints where you could just slide them
Yeah,
in.
yeah, no, no. It was like here are 4 bars, and they all need to have one bolt that goes through them. And I'm just like I think at one point I held one with my teeth while like putting the other two together and like lifting one
Twister,
with my leg.
dude. The hot
Yeah.
spot. Not sponsored. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't like building anything. I mean, we built the storage shelf in my office, and I contemplated life itself.
Yeah. Is
I was
Twister trademarked? It's gotta be, right?
we'll find out like a week from now.
Yes, Twister is registered trademark and has been since 1966 by Hasbro.
Hasbro. It has, bro.
That's crazy that they maintain it. Yeah, I agree. Like assembling stuff is pretty terrible sometimes. Home maintenance, I've gotten pretty bad at too. Like there's just things I don't like doing.
Yeah, if my neighbor uh didn't mow my lawn, and I've got a jungle of like 6 foot tall volunteer trees growing,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised the police have not been to my house, the homeowners association of my city,
Yeah.
to red tag me.
Mine's like when a toilet starts to kind of run, like, dude, it'll take me upwards of like 6 months to get around to it. Like, I'll just waste water. Like, I'm so bad at it.
Yeah. Yeah, my main sewage line either has a root growing through it, or it's a cast iron elbow, and the rest of it's PVC because it's been updated. But like it backs up, and instead
Yeah.
of like, hey, I'm gonna cut out this portion of the wall, replace it with PVC, I
Yeah.
just bought like one of those ballooning things you attach to a hose. So
Yeah.
like once every couple weeks, I'll go down there, shove that into the main sewage line, and turn it on for like 5 minutes just to clear it
Yeah.
out, and then all right, back to normal life. You know.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is terrible because the amount of sump pumps I've had to buy probably outweigh the cost of doing that work. Because before I knew it started happening, the sump pump would overflow because, like, if someone took a bath and drained all the water, it would like come out through the port where we drain our washing machine
Yeah.
and just go into the sump pump. And then the
Mhm.
sump pump would kick on and kick the water back into the already full pipe, and it would just run for like until I found it or until I heard it,
Jesus.
and it would
Yeah.
just burn out sump pump. I have 3 sump pumps down in my basement that have just been burnt out, just sitting there. And I was like, I'm just gonna go buy another one.
I'd like return it and be like, this was dead on arrival.
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy my piss water.
Yeah, there's certain things that like hanging a new uh God, what's it called? Dish with disposal unit, like, is about like buying a new car. Like, they make it feel like you're buying a new car. Like, it's like here's like the big D one, and then here's like the the regular disposal. Like the other ones like look like a V8 pretty much.
Like for your sink.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. I honestly I go in, I buy the 1/4 horsepower one, call it a
Uh
day. Those are actually easy to swap out now with how they do plumbing.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
all
like a locking
light
system.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad. I wouldn't want to do it in like jank homemade home built
Yeah.
houses from whenever.
So uh Bentley's dresser, not dresser, in his closet, like he had like one of those wire rack, um I don't even know what to call it, like hanger systems slash like shelves. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like the white wire rack,
Yeah.
and then like below that was the hanger system. Well, they stored too much stuff on top of it. And so he went to go pull a shirt down, like any kid does, where they yank the shirt and then the hanger's like, "Er, er," and then it pops out, which works for him every time. Well, he went to go pull it, and everything just came like down onto him,
Is that why
and
he's
it
the
ripped
way he
it.
is?
No,
No, that was my wife's alcoholism.
that's that's a different topic. That segues to our sponsor,
Yes.
Kinkos. um,
7-Eleven.
yeah, it ripped all the way out of the wall, and I don't want to reinstall it because I'm one of those people that like I'll have a laser up there. I'll be like, I'll have a pen and pad, like I'm writing down, I'm doing math, man.
Ain't
Like
me.
it's so bad. Like, and it has to be perfect. Like, I absolutely have the problem of like it has to be perfect.
The old lady has been asking me to do my daughter's. She has like a double door shallow uh closet in her room,
Mhm,
and there's nothing in there. It's just the hole. And
mhm.
she's been telling me for 2 years at least to put in a bar, and I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
And she already had one of those like clothing racks, like an actual rack with wheels. So I
Yeah.
just like shoved that into the closet, and the doors don't shut all the way. And that's how it's been for however long
Yeah.
we've had this place.
Uh, Culligan, I'm at slander now. Ready? Culligan did our water system.
Not
In
sponsored.
and I've hired I've paid for a bunch of work. Home ownership's not good sometimes, right? Like it'd be better to have an apartment for some things.
Right now it is.
Um,
Anyway,
yeah.
financially.
Like I've paid for egress windows. I've paid for whole home filter slash water softener because I didn't have that before. And like the water around here sucks. Like it's really bad. Um God, what else? I've had my roof done, and then I had my basement done, and I think that might be about it for right now. But Culligan, well, let me get Thrasher had to redo our windows 3 times because they weren't doing them up to code, and then the first time they didn't install any sort of drainage, and then 2 times they didn't do them up to code. So total of 4 times they had to come out here, and Culligan flooded our house because the connection in the back behind the fridge didn't work. So they hired Big Red's Plumbing or something like that to come here with giant industrial fans to dry everything out. And so I've had trim that's been missing in the kitchen for like 4 years now, 3 years. And yeah, that's on me too. And what was the other one? The basement, I hired Hickson Construction. I hate that guy. Like if I ever see that guy, it's a fight on site, man. Like I hate that guy.
What'd he do?
Just dude, not a single door down here closes. Like I have what are they called? French doors on the office,
Yeah.
and they can't close at the same time. He didn't I mean there was never door handles. Like I paid for door handles, I never got them. And yeah, he painted. He was like, "Yeah, I saved you money by hand painting your door." Dude, I don't know what he painted it with. Like maybe like whiteout, but it's trash. Yeah, all the windows had paint all over them. Like, it just literally did the worst job possible.
Did
We
you
had to
find this
redo the
guy on
ceiling
like
twice.
Facebook Marketplace?
No, no, he was a National Guard guy. I met.
So Facebook, yeah, even worse than
It
Facebook Marketplace.
it was, my mistake for going and trusting someone in the workplace, yeah. And I'll never make that mistake again, right, of, like, having a mutual acquaintance or going with the one you know. I'll always, like, try to find somewhere in the middle or get multiple quotes, check work yeah. I learned a lot recently.
Yeah,
Yeah. Culligan does a super proprietary system too. It's about $400 every, 2 to 3 years.
for maintenance or what?
Yeah. Whereas, like, a normal water system, is salt, whatever, but then, like, the, 3-stage filter would be, like, $50. It's maybe, like, 75 total.
So don't go that route.
Do not go with Culligan, like, at all. It's a cartridge system where, like, almost like a sci-fi movie, like, you jack it in and then, like, turn it.
Oh, like a refrigerator one.
About like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Very proprietary.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I can't afford to go anywhere. So
Well, our roof was a insurance claim, and insurance is a scam anyway, but, like, we had Millard Roofing do our roof, and, I have, like, some sympathy because, like, it was probably really hard to get, like, roofing materials there for a little bit, like, when everyone's getting a new roof,
yeah,
but, we had, like they claimed to be a company that could, like, do everything, and we had, like, other claims that just, like, they sat, man, and, like, it took forever, and they tried, like, telling me that they replaced things on my roof that I was like, "You just spray painted it brown." So then there's that, like, trust violation, like, I don't trust any of your work anymore.
yeah, yeah. I don't like when I had to get my roof done. My uncle, I guess, just does like the contracting. Like he doesn't actually do any of the roofing or whatever. So at least we're both kind of third party to the labor. So if
Yeah.
something's fucked up, I can be like, yo, this is messed up. And then he'd be like, yeah, it is. And then
Yeah.
he'd just yell at whoever, was
Uh,
working on it. Um, and he, and this wasn't even just like familial thing, but like, he's like, if you have us do all of it, we'll charge you for the 15-year roof or whatever. And we'll put class 3 roof on there for free.
hmm.
And so I just paid for essentially the cost of a regular roof replacement, but now my insurance is cheaper because I have the impact resistant roofing.
Yeah. I wish I could have got siding. Like, yeah, I never got siding out of my insurance claim.
Oh yeah, you definitely should have. I wish I had siding. I have the freaking artisan asbestos weird slate looking stuff all around my house. So I'd have to
I
like put
forget. I've never
siding
been to
over
your
it.
house. I've only been to your mom's.
Yeah, many times. No. Yeah, you don't want to come here. This place is no bueno. I like barely got to
Yeah.
look at this house before I bought it because I bought it during COVID,
Yeah.
and I was just like putting offers in on houses and being like, whatever one I get, I guess.
Yeah.
This one I just
Well, man.
happened to, I was surprised that I even got this house because I just lowballed hard on it
Yeah.
and was pissing off my realtor even. And they're like, he's not going to accept that, blah, blah, blah. I think I told you that. I was like, okay, tell him 5 months from now when he's paid 5 more mortgage payments, I'll take it for the same price that I'm offering now then if he doesn't take it now.
Yeah.
And within 3 days, they got back to me and said they accepted my offer.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people like, yeah, it was a weird market. That's for sure, man. And now there's like a lot of foreclosures. Like all these people that have been like they bought houses for like expanded prices and now like they want to sell them for similar prices and like people just aren't willing to pay it right now.
Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
because
I'm not
at
saying
the,
I want it to crash, but like
oh, I'm totally cool with it.
I
Listen,
want
I'm
the
a
right to
homeowner and I'm
go.
totally fine with the housing market crashing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like living in this bubble. I would rather lose money on my equity than not be able to move when I want to.
Yeah.
One's a lifestyle freedom.
True.
And even if you have that equity, like, great, but also you're locked in mentally.
Yeah.
Like, how can you, I don't know. Like, you feel like you have to be locked into your house, especially with the interest rates.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you can't sell because what are you gonna do? Go buy another place for an inflated price?
Right.
Yeah.
You just lost
Like for
all of
this
your equity.
yeah,
If you sell your house that has great equity, all of that money is
yeah.
now eaten up in the cost of the new place.
Well, I think like for me, I bought the house, um, 2017, like before, 3% interest, like things were amazing. I didn't know how good we had it. I remember complaining. People were like, "No, you don't get it." I'm like, I wanted better interest. I remember arguing about it. And and then fast forward, like now if I were to sell my house, like I couldn't buy like the same quality of house as like what I have now. I would literally be buying downward.
Yeah. And I think that's where most people are forced into now is unless
Yeah.
your financial situation very clearly went up, you
Yeah.
know, you're stuck in that. And these mathematicians out there like, yeah, well, I had 10, 12% interest back in the 80s and blah blah blah. It's like, bro, do you want to compare the economies of
Yeah.
1980 to 2025? Like, I would take more interest on everything right now if we had the economic situation
Yeah.
of that time frame.
I mean, 12% interest on $100,000 loan, which at the time would have been like a baller house. Like there was houses downtown or right up the street from me, like in the old market. Uh, Not like Omaha's old market, but like in the town I live in. Um, they were like $75,000 homes, like all day.
Would be an average
Like you,
one.
yeah. And that was just like, yeah, that was like a normal home. Like that was like something that was decent, but like wasn't trash, but also like wasn't bougie. Like,
And now
yeah,
look at
like
us.
some little old lady might have moved out of there.
We're officially in the highest expense uh, home ownership in U.S. history.
Yeah.
Like as of a month ago, it is now the most expensive time in the United States history to purchase a home.
Houses are flying up around me though. Like in the last 2 months, like it is insane. Like easily like 200 homes, like
Good.
just flew up.
I mean, that takes really the only people that have benefited during this crisis are banks, realtors especially, and it's incentivizing construction workers to start expanding, you know.
Yeah. I think the problem is like same thing that happened like 2008. Like it just creates like a lot of like fly by night, uh, like contractors that like really have no business, right? Because then like this is where it's going to get really bad, and like people are going to like things will crash, and then it'll settle for a little bit, but like right before it gets bad, that's when like the money starts like really flowing out to people that it shouldn't. Like I
Well,
remember listening to a story about it was like a stripper in Florida was able to buy a house for like it was like 1.5 mil or something like that. And they were like, What did the bank want to see to verify?" And she was like, "Oh, they didn't ask for anything. They just asked for, like what my wage or how much I could make." And she's like, "So I just gave them some inflated amount."
yeah, I mean that was the lending practices of 2008.
Yeah.
And like their loans weren't even like backed.
Yeah.
They were just handing them out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with foreclosures. That's another way to get like the house that I had in the Omaha area. I bought on foreclosure,
Yeah, I remember that actually. That was a nice house.
right?
It
Like
was a
I
split entry, right?
I got it
Yeah.
like 30K less than what it was probably worth when I bought it, and
Mhm.
then I put up a privacy fence, and that's it. And then what, 2 3 years later, sold it for probably like 180%
Hell yeah.
up. So
That's sick. Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know if we'll move from here. We do need another bedroom. So I don't want to pay for the like the cost for construction, right? Like and like dealing with an addition on a house, like it's pretty miserable. We have the lot for it though. This is like 0.89 of an acre. So like we could expand either left or right and still like not be able to throw a rock and hit the neighbor's house. So
I think that'd be your best bet
yeah.
is to expand where you are.
Unless my like financial structure changed like suddenly, like yeah, I can't imagine anything other than just staying here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
and I
wish
mean,
for farmland though. Like I wish for farmland where like somewhere I could like park my trashed out RX-7 and like not have to worry about it. Like it could just be a lawn ornament.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just do that now. Just move a little farther north.
True. Yeah. Putting like being able to like park a lawnmower outside would be huge.
Yeah.
Like I have a 3-car garage and it's a lawnmower and one car.
I can't even fit in my garage, so
I want to park that Big Mac truck inside your tiny garage.
Well, she ain't locked. Come on in. Real quick, we played Dragon Wilds again. Any thoughts?
Oh yeah. I liked the game. I had a good time. Um, you saw me auditing my videos. Because like I was looking through and I was like, dude, there's no way. I had a bigger backlog of like things I need to upload. And like during lunch, I was like making shorts and I was like, dude, this content's missing like entirely. And so that's when I realized I was missing like Forever Winter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I think it's nice to like maybe take a knee from Forever Winter and play some fantasy, like bounce back because we cooked fantasy, man. Like we ran dungeon like between RuneScape, what else? Chroma Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we played. We played another fantasy game.
Well, we were playing a lot of fantasy game demos.
That's yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it. You know how refreshing it is, and I know we talked about this, but like just be able to hop in and
Yeah,
have progression where I'm not specking into a skill tree.
for
That's it
RuneScape.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you get out what you put in.
Yeah. Like some of
Yeah.
that stuff just becomes so novelty to like,
Mhm.
God, I have to look this up. It goes up this much percent. But if I do this one,
Yeah.
like I just want to be able to be a fighter and increase my fighting. Be a mage, increase my
Yeah.
mage. Like,
Dude, I'm just going hard in the melee combat zone. Everywhere, everything I'm doing, I'm just running and punching right now and like stabbing. Yeah.
yeah.
I will say that I do wish that it was a little bit more particular, right? There's like six uh different things that you can like progress in there. And like I wish it was like if you punched with your fists, then you got better at barehanded combat. About
Yeah.
like maybe like Skyrim or Oblivion or
Oblivion
something like
style.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember when I originally started, I was like, I want to be a monk. Like I'm just gonna bare knuckle everything in this game. And then I was like, oh, there's no like empty-handed combat.
Yeah.
Like it's just melee.
Yeah. That's why Kenshi's super great. No.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenshi follows like the Morrowind Oblivion skill base,
Yeah.
and that's why I love it. And it's even like weapon type.
Yeah.
Like Oblivion is like short swords, and then there's like two hand, blah blah blah, dagger, whatever.
Yeah.
In Kenshi, it's like saber, pole arm, crossbow, like everything has
Yeah.
its own thing, and then unarmed, and they're linked. So it's like you can't just go around punching things and your unarmed goes up like it will, but
Mhm.
your max damage that you can do unarmed is also based on your strength. So you have to like do two different
Branch.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you want an effective unarmed person in Kenshi, you essentially have to, and it tells you how you have to level it up to because you're not the hero in that game.
Yeah.
Like you just get your dick punched
Yeah.
constantly, and that ups your toughness rating, like how often you get your ass kicked. And
Hmm.
so like I'll mine a bunch of heavy copper, for example, and make them carry all of it so they're over encumbered. So
Mhm.
they're walking and they're upping their strength. And then I'll have them get into fist fights with people while they're over encumbered. And like all of their skills are skyrocketing. Their toughness, their unarmed,
Yeah.
and their strength is all going up. And
It's
like
like
that's the
Dragon Ball Z, like
yeah,
fighting with weights on.
yeah. And that's the only way that you
Yeah.
can, and it gets hard at the top end because you can't carry around heavy stuff anymore because your guy's so strong. that like it's not over encumbering him.
It reminds me of did you ever watch Naruto as a kid?
Yeah.
Remember when like Rock Lee like took the weights off and they like dramatically like fell and hit the ground and then like
Yeah. Yeah.
uh same thing with Piccolo. He like takes off like
I was
the
gonna
shroud in
say
Dragon Ball
it's
Z.
like the same
Yeah.
scene.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah.
So good. I tried, dude, I've been trying to play Diablo 4, sorry. Um Dude, that game's so trash. It's so bad. And I I don't understand, bro. Like graphically, it's the best Diablo yet, right? Diablo 3, people say it was too cartoony. People didn't like Diablo 2 when it first came out. It wasn't until like LOD that people were like really excited about it. And Diablo 1 is a cult classic, right? And uh I don't understand, like, I can't see what's going on in the game. It's like the game has, like, a gray filter over it to because, like, Diablo 3 wasn't dark enough, they're like, "I have an idea, gray filter." But, like, the game's trash, like, the skills, like, willpower, this isn't D&D, like, willpower I don't remember willpower existing in any other Diablo game. Like, someone could fact check me, but, like,
Well,
I
did they just rename like
like, a different
Magica?
system.
Yeah.
I maybe. Maybe.
Intelligence? Do they have intelligence?
Yeah. Intel. Yeah.
Okay, so they still have intelligence, and then they added
I don't
willpower.
know what willpower is. I'm gonna have to look into it, but the itemization is so far as bad. The Diablo 2 had a perfect rune system where like if you had socketed armor and you put things in a very specific order, like Jat, Ithbur, Enigma, right? But it had to be like for sure three socketed like mage plate, for example.
Yeah,
And same thing with like a pole arm that you can make like infinity and stuff like that. Like, but like people figured it out, and you found online, and there's like the whole list of rune words, or like you whenever you first start the game, you kind of just tinker. Like they teach you one, but then you kind of tinker after that. So you figure out one every now and then, but that's gone, dude. Diablo 4, it's just like itemization's bad. It makes me not want to play with other people. Like, Diablo 2 had a hub that, like, made me wanna play with other people. Diablo 3 incentivizes playing with other people.
yeah. I
Like, this game
never
is just
played Diablo
barren.
with other people, so
Oh, really?
yeah. I did like Path of Exile, and the socketing thing is one thing that I really like about this Path of Exile. There's like
Oh,
no
yeah.
holds. I mean,
Yeah.
you can put whatever and stack stuff, and I don't know, it's crazy.
I I like Dial or Path of Exile 1 socketing system more, and I remember talking to Nolan about this, about, like, I wish I could do something similar, for, like, my own game, but, like, whatever you socket has, like, an immediate effect, about, like if almost like a tree where it would be like, all right, you've chosen to punch, and then if you put this socket in there, it's a fire punch, and then like if you did this socket, it's a fire punch, but then also does like a wave in front of it, and then that way you could like rearrange things however you want,
Yeah,
and then it'd be like no bars hold, like you can rearrange things however you want, and then like it's all up to your arrangements.
yeah, yeah. There's not really like arrangements in the new one, but I mean, you can get like a triple shot
Yeah,
and put it on whatever you want. So like
yeah,
you can have a ranger that does triple shot, and it also changes
yeah,
all the shots to bombs.
yeah.
And there's definitely some OP stuff that you can do with that. I had fun. I liked it.
I like Path of Exile too. I'm waiting for it to cook a little bit longer. Um, because I had like a SRS Summon Rage and Spirit build, and I mean it was pretty good. But and dude, Diablo and Path of Exile 1, dude, you could summon like a metric shit ton of summon like the Raging Spirits, and like just floating skulls everywhere, just like punching things with their head. Like
Hell yeah.
it was legit.
Yeah.
Well, you want to call it a short one? Because
Sure.
you gotta go soon.
Yeah, it's sports season. So
You got stuff to do if you're gonna be there by 7.
this makes no sense either. This freaking she has one at 7:15 and then she has one at 8:30.
That's insane. And then practice tomorrow? Because or no, it's Tuesdays that are
They're
gonna be
not
the
even
way. We
they're
talked
not
about
even
moving it to
practicing.
Mondays. It feels like Monday for me. That's the problem.
Yeah. They're not even doing practices.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
if we
don't
need
know.
to shift the schedule to Mondays, then like let me know.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for
Cool,
watching.
man.
We'll get some
Yeah.
content out and go from there. So
Hell yeah.
adios.
Peace.
Mm. Good.